Hello friends, myself Mohit and I am going to dictate you Steno legal matter. Please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for more dictations. So be ready for the dictation. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start. While determining compensation under the Act, Section 168 of the Act makes it imperative to grant compensation that appears to be just. Stop. The Act, being a social welfare legislation, operates through economic conception in the form of compensation, which renders way to corrective justice. Stop. Compensation acts as a fulcrum to bring equality between the wrongdoer and the victim. Whenever the equality gets disturbed by the wrongdoer's harm to the victim. Stop. It also endeavors to make good the human suffering to the extent possible and to also save families which have lost their breadwinners from being pushed to vagrancy. Stop. Adequate compensation is considered to be fair and equitable compensation. Stop. Courts shoulder the responsibility of deciding adequate compensation on a case to case basis. The issues that are to be determined by the tribunal to arrive at the loss of dependency are additions, deductions to be made for arriving at the income, the deduction to be made towards the personal living expenses of the deceased, and the multiplier to be applied with reference to the age of the deceased. Stop. The purpose of standardizing these detriments was to bring uniformity to the decisions and settle claims without delay. Stop. Applying the above parameters to the instant case, there exists sufficient evidence to show that the deceased undoubtedly was a fish vendor cum driver with a valid license. Stop. The certificate issued by the Kerala Motor Transport Workers Welfare Fund Board certifying the deceased as the driver of light motor goods vehicle bearing registration number KL 36B 7822 under the ownership of one Shri Prakshan has been proved on record. Stop. Further, the deceased had also paid all his subscriptions to the board from April 2012 until the month he died. Stop. We find no reason to doubt that the deceased was a driver at the time of his death. Stop. This court shall act as a yardstick to determine the income of the deceased. Stop. In this context, keeping in view the import of Section 57 of the Indian Evidence Act 1872, we take judicial notice of the provisions of the Kerala Fair Wages Act, especially Section 2 thereof, which defines the following expressions. Definitions in this act, unless the context otherwise requires, employer means in relation to any motor transport undertaking the person who or the authority which has the ultimate control over the affairs of the motor transport undertaking, and where the said affairs are entrusted to any other person, whether called a manager, managing director, managing agent, or by any other name. Such other person motor transport undertaking means a motor transport undertaking including a private carrier engaged in carrying passengers or goods or both by road for hire or reward. Motor transport worker means a person who is employed in a motor transport undertaking directly or through an agency, whether for wages or not, to work in a professional capacity on a transport vehicle or to attend to duties in connection with the arrival, departure, loading or unloading of such transport vehicle, and includes a driver, conductor, cleaner, station staff, line checking staff, booking clerk, cash clerk, depot clerk, timekeeper, watchman or attendant. Stop.